Welcome to Miller's Mods, ladies and gentlemen. So, I finished the modifications to the Seagull as far as I could go. There's a couple parts out there that I don't have because, well, they haven't been made yet. But I'm going to go as far as I can, and I told you, ladies and gentlemen, I would tell you exactly what I did. So this is what I did. First of all, the blaster came to me courtesy of Frontline Phone. Okay, that's awesome. Derek was very kind enough to send me out one of his production samples. Great blaster, it really is, just by itself before you even mod it. Now, what I also did was that I put a 1.6 by 30 centimeter worker harrier spring in. You can get these springs anywhere. You can get them at Frontline, you can get them at Out of Darts. The spring I got came from Containment Crew because, well, a lot of people overlook them. And that's why, like, if Luke doesn't have like a Harrier spring, or neither does Frontline, Containment Crew will, because not a lot of people think about them. But yet I always keep them in mind. Their shipping's a little high for my taste, but it is what it is. Now, Sabre saved the day on this one. Okay? The catch for the Harrier, the one that was designed by Sabre Blasters, actually fits in the Seagull. It's a one-to-one drop-in. I'm not kidding you. The plunger rod and head also fit from the Harrier to the Seagull. Okay? Again, one-to-one drop-in parts. So this thing has a Sabre plunger rod and head and Sabre catch in it. You can get Sabre catches at Out of Darts, at Sabre Blasters themselves. The same thing with the plunger rod and head. Now, I did talk to Conrad, and the magazine release does not work between the Harrier and the Seagull. It's not compatible. So sorry, for now at least. He does know of the issue, and he is going to design a mag release. But as to when, I have no earthly idea. That's pretty much it on that end. Him and Out of Darts, they did update their listing to where you can buy the catch just by itself now. So that way you don't have to buy the mag release. So like if you have a Seagull and you want to put a catch in it, bam, you can buy a catch from Sabre. Just the catch itself. You don't have to buy the mag release too, which is really great as well. Now, the other things I did to this was that this is the 380 millimeter barrel. One of my subscribers was kind enough to correct me on the exact length, and I really appreciate him doing that. I'm really glad he did, because I thought it was 310 for some reason, but it's 380. So this thing has the 380 millimeter barrel from the worker Harrier in it. Now, when I installed this barrel, I also had to put a couple layers of Teflon tape so that way I would have a really good seal. Now, I did find something disturbing when I opened up this blaster. The plunger tube. I took the plunger tube out to look at it. And the part that you can't see, like when you open it up, I actually had the whole tube out in my hand. There's a hole drilled into that tube. About 80% of the way down the tube, I'm guessing. And it's a pretty significant size hole that they drilled into it. There's no earthly reason for it to be there. So I closed the hole. The way I did it was I just brought home a couple oil change stickers from work. I cut one to go over the hole, then I wrapped another one around it, and then one wrap of electrical tape. Done, stopped up the drain. There's no hole anymore. Now until either Frontline or Sabre decides to design a brand new metal plunger tube, it is what it is. Frontline knows about the issue, and so does Sabre both. So, again. But like I said, though, this blaster is really spicy now. This blaster shoots really consistently at like 270 FPS on normal darts, which is really awesome, But that's after lubing, changing out the seals. I put in slightly thicker O-rings to help it out some, because that was the other thing I found was that the O-rings were just a little loose. So I put in slightly beefier O-rings, and now I've got a perfect air seal, and this puppy's ready to rock. I'm going to give you a firing demo of this thing. And keep in mind, this blaster here, this is designed for CQB. And at the speed I have this thing tuned to, I would certainly love to play CQB with it. I mean, I'm not really a fan of CQB because so many bad things can happen. You can get tagged out so quick. If the person ahead of you doesn't cover the doorway just right, bam, you get tagged out. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of my main beefs. And my group, the way we play is that once you're tagged out, you're out. You have to sit out the rest of the game until the next round. You know what I mean? There is no respawn. Gives it an extra sense of realism. Just saying. You know, but like I said, the modifications to the Seagull are pretty much complete. I also did replace the foregrip because this grip is just atrociously tiny, and I've got way bigger hands than this. But yeah, I'm actually very happy with this. I mean, this blaster shoots really nice now, performs good, you know, and Sabre saved the day again. You know, they actually came through with the parts for the Seagull, you know, just by Harrier parts, because Harrier parts fit. Now, I'm going to give you one other piece of advice. When you go to close the shell on this blaster after you install your catch and catch spring in, to keep the trigger and catch aligned, lock the safety into place. Lock the safety before you close the shell. You'll have a much easier time. You won't have the catch wiggling free or this catch spring popping out or anything. Lock the safety. You know, but like I said, I'll put a buy link in the description below for the blaster, for the metal plunger rod and head and catch from Sabre, and the spring from Containment Crew. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Myler's Mods signing off.